Okay, so for part 2 of our video, because we got interrupted by kids pounding on the door, remember that we just talked about the vertex, and I showed it to you on the shape. The vertex is where the 3 or more sides come together at a point. This is going to be our vertex. When we have more than one vertex, it is called vertices. And that's going to be important because today you're going to be asked how many vertices are there on different shapes. Moving along here, I gave you some information that you're going to need to know. A cube has 6 congruent square faces, 8 vertices, and 12 edges. So for you to understand that, I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to write. This is a cube in my hand. Notice it's made of all equal sides, so they are congruent. So here, first thing I'm going to do is number the faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. There are no more faces left. So we had 6 faces on that shape. For our vertices, those are the corners. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. When we turn, we already got this one. It went with this for number 3. This one was number 4. Here we don't have anything yet, so this is going to be 5 and 6. And remember, on our vertices, we're talking about the corner piece where they all come together. Turn, this would be still 5. This is still 6. Turn it again, nothing here, so this is 7. And this is 8. Turn, you come back over. It looks like we don't have any, but here's number 1. And here's number 2. When you look at the top, this is number 2, number 4, number 6, number 1. So we've already taken care of them. That's where we get 8 vertices. Now our edges are different. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So the easiest way to be able to count your edges, vertices, and faces are to actually have, or is to actually have the shape with you. Unfortunately, that doesn't always happen, so when you're in your book, you may write lightly with a pencil. Okay. Next section of the chapter for this lesson, you have prisms and pyramids. Really important to know that prisms have 2 bases. A pyramid only has 1 base. They have to be polygons. Remember, polygons have straight sides. You cannot have a circle. Also on a pyramid, think just like in Egypt, where it looks like they are all triangles. And then on the bottom, there's a square. That's exactly what you're looking at for a pyramid. You're going to have a square down here, possibly, but then all the other faces up here on this side are triangles, and they connect at a vertex right at the top. For cylinders, you have 2 circle bases that are the same. So, for example, here is your cylinder. This base or face is the same as this one. These are congruent. Notice that this is connected by a curved surface. There are no straight lines. There are no edges. This is a curved surface connecting 2 congruent circles. Go ahead and turn to the next page of your notes. The last one we have is a cone. Now I want you to think just like an ice cream cone. You have this circle on the top where you would put your ice cream. A lot of times this is hollowed out so you can put more ice cream in the middle. And then it comes to a point. That's the really important part here, is that a cone comes to a point and that this is a circle. All right. For the next part, you are going to need your book. So I'm going to give you a second to go ahead and get your textbook. And I want you to open up to page 520. right, we're going to start with number 1. Number 1, the directions say identify the number of faces, edges, and vertices on each three-dimensional figure. So for number 1, we have a pyramid. We know this because there's a square base and the rest of the faces are triangles. First thing we need to do is count the faces. So 1 on the bottom, here's 2, 3 would be the one on the back, 4 over on the side, and 5 is the one in the front. So you'll notice on your notes I said there were 5 faces. 4 are triangles, and then 1 is a square. For the edges, those are the straight lines. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And for vertices, that's where the sides and the edges come together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what I want you to do is go ahead and look at number 2. And I want you to count how many faces you think are on that shape. Okay, hopefully you were able to see the different faces that were on there. How many faces did you see? 6, 7, 8? You should have seen 7. We have 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this very one in the front looking at us is number 7. For edges, go ahead and count those. Okay, you should have gotten 15 edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Again, remember, it's fine if you write in your book. Just write lightly. And then for the last part, you need to find your vertices. Go ahead and count those. Okay, vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 vertices. Okay, go ahead and look at number 3. First thing you need to do is you need to count how many faces you have. I want you to count those, and you're going to fill in the information for the faces, the edges, and the vertices, and we're going to grade that together in class tomorrow. Next part, we're going to skip to number 4. We have 6 sides here on this shape. So our directions tell us to name each three-dimensional figure represented by each object. Well, what I did was I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know that 6 makes a hexagon. But when I went back, because I was like, I know that's not a hexagon because it's three-dimensional, and hexagons are flat. So I went back to my notes, and I found 2 parallel bases. Perfect, because I know on the top of this shape, I have a hexagon, and on the bottom of the shape, I'm going to have the same thing, and then it's being connected with rectangles, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So for number 4, we have 6 sides connected with rectangles. That makes it a hexagonal prism. On number 5, you need to go ahead and look at that shape. This should be easy. I gave it to you in the notes. The bottom is a square. All the other faces are triangles. That's going to give us a square pyramid. All right, for number 6, I want you to do that on your own. Go ahead and bring it to class tomorrow. We're going to grade it together. If you turn your packet to the next page, that's actually lesson 10-8. I want you to turn it one more time so that you get to the Spiral Standards Review on page 521. I have already given you the answers for all of the box. What I want you to do, what I'm expecting you to do, is to look at the problems in the book, compare them to the notes that I have written, make sure that you understand why those are the correct answers. And over on the side, well, actually, no, just studying. Tomorrow on the quiz, I'm going to add in some comparing decimals, and I'm going to add in naming shapes, just like what you have in the box. So be prepared tomorrow for the quiz, first thing in the morning, to know the vocabulary that you were taught for lesson 10-7, to know how to identify faces, edges, and vertices, to know how to name various polygons or three-dimensional figures, and how to put decimals in order or compare them using less than, equal to, or greater than. If you have any questions, make sure you email me, Trierschneider, TRIERSCHNEIDER @yahoo.com. You can also post any questions on Collaborate Classroom right where you're watching this video.